Good evening and welcome back to Solent Sports News. It's 4 o'clock and I'm Adarsh. Southampton FC are currently 18th on the Premier League table. They've won one game since the start of the season. Their 3-2 loss to Fulham on Saturday shows the current state of the team. I spoke to Dan Sheldon, a reporter from Southern Daily Echo, to give us a detailed insight on how the Saints can get out of this mess.
I'd personally take Wesley Hoot out of the team and replace him with Jack Stevens, because Hoot's been awful of late, and if the 5 games that Stevens has played, he's kept a clean three times. That's what I'd do, but I mean, obviously I'm not paid to be the manager.
As we near the end of 2018, Pound for Pound are preparing for the end of the year event. Our reporter Gurpreet Singh was down there to find out more.
But tonight,
Amateur boxing returned to Southampton on Saturday night as Pound for Pound Showground hosted their first event of the season. Boxing clubs from all over the South Coast were in attendance as their young talent got to work in the ring. Pound for Pound's owner and coach Steve Barnes spoke of the challenges that come with hosting a boxing event.
The first event we managed to throw within 3 weeks of being here, so it's like fast marketing. It's towards the end of the season, so we just sort of seeing who else is out there available to box. It wasn't necessarily a bigger show, but I think we're starting to get renowned now for showing good amateur boxing.
Pound for Pound currently have a large group of boxers representing the club, and young talent like Ivy Moore feel right at home in the gym.
Pound for Pound is real cool, to be honest, because I don't know, it just reminds me of an old school movie like Rocky or something like that. It's pretty cool, and the coaches they're all like family in a way, so it's chilled, but at the same time they make you work hard. If you want fights, they'll make you like show them that you're dedicated, that you're committed, and you have to come in along.
The next event will be held in 10 days, and this will be the last one for 2018. Young coach Jack Aitchison is excited to see what unfolds in December.
We've got all of the Solent students are back now as well, and there's some good boxers that have come back with that. We've also had another lad that's had about 30 bouts come as well, so that should be interesting to get him on.
As the gym nears 18 months of holding events, Steve Barnes is planning for the future and only wants Pound for Pound to get bigger and better.
I think whatever we do, we try and do it with passion, and we try and develop. And me as a person, I always want to just progress in life. So, we want the extra lighting, we want the extra sound, we want the extra people. Ideally, we want like viewing balconies and all the rest of it. I really see we got this place for 15 years, and I'm going to put my heart and soul and everything into it.
These amateur events held in Southampton grace the boxing lovers' Saturday nights every month. And as Steve Barnes continues to experiment and improve the viewing experience of amateur boxing, 2019 looks to be a knockout year for Pound for Pound. Gurpreet Singh, Solent Sports News.
Moving on to basketball, Team Solent Crystals Basketball have made a great start to the National League, moving to 9 wins. The most recent of those was over local rivals Reading Rockets. Our reporter Connor Summers has more.
Packed out Eastleigh Leisure Centre on Saturday night was the venue for the Solent Kestrels to beat local rivals Reading Rockets in a National Basketball Division 1 tie. The Kestrels remain unbeaten with 9 wins to their name this season. Although for some players, a game against the Reading Rockets is more than just a league game. Kestrels player Elliot Dadds has been playing against the Rockets since he was 13 years old.
Real tough game today. Reading brought their A game. They've been my rival since I've been playing against them since I was 13 years old. Going back and forth with them, so it was really good to get a win. They came out with a good game. They executed the plan. They scouted us very well. Hit some tough shots as well. Down the stretch, we managed to key in on the defensive end. Hit some tough shots on the offensive end that weren't dropping. Knocked down some free throws, and we ended up managing to see the game out. And it was a good team defensive win, I think.
The Kestrels now head up north in search of their 10th back-to-back win at the hands of Leicester Warriors, who sit second from bottom in Division 1, Although the Kestrels sit top of the league, Chris Scarlett believes the top side could still face a tough fixture away from home.
Yeah, Leicester are 1-6 this year. I mean, at their place they can be quite a good team to play against. They are brand new, so during the start of the season they haven't really had great chemistry, but they're getting further in, they're playing their games close, so it's going to be a tough game. First road game in a while as well, so hopefully we can get the trip out our legs quite early on in the game and get back to how we play, like running and scoring in transition.
So just how important is it to get a strong start to the season? England men's Commonwealth Games and Bristol Flyers head coach Andreas Kapoulas believes it's vital, not only just for reaching goals, but for confidence as well.
Oh, well, it's very important. First of all, those early wins get you up the league table, but they also give you the confidence to carry on. And from a coaching point of view, I think as well, the things that you've implemented early on, you feel like, you know, things are working well, and, you know, getting those early wins and having that good start creates a separation in the league table and puts you in a place where you should carry on winning and improving as a group.
It remains unknown if the Kestrels will return to the chilly south coast with 10 wins to their name, with their away trip to the Leicester Warriors scheduled for the 1st of December. Only time will tell. Connor Summers, Solent Sports News.
Now what a game of football on Sunday afternoon in Birmingham. Will Fowler is going to take you through the day of the Second City Derby.
It's currently 8 in the morning and we are on our way to Villa Park to watch Aston Villa versus Birmingham. Both sitting on 24 points in the Championship, it wasn't just the league position these two teams were fighting for. After going 1-0 down to a Lukas Djukovic volley, Villa turned the game on its head, scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes to make it 2-1 before half-time. Andrew, a lifelong fan of Villa, shared his thoughts on the half.
We've had a spell, they've had a spell, and it could have been a lot better. We can play a lot better than we have, and to go in winning 2-1 and not playing 2-1, it's going to be a good half.
It was Villa who were in control of the second half, with man of the match Tammy Abraham converting a penalty on 51 minutes. Birmingham came back once more through Christian Pedersen, but the goal that stole the show was that of right-back Alan Hutton, whose sensational solo effort rounded off a 4-2 victory for the home team. Jack Grealish, the scorer of Villa's second goal, was delighted with the win.
Ever since I was a little kid, at school and stuff, these are the games that I've dreamt of playing in, and you know, I'm lucky enough to play in it, but you know, to score just brings it to another level.
Villa now move up to 8th and keep their hopes of a playoff finish firmly intact. Gary Monk gave his views on what was a disappointing loss for his side.
The last 3 games is a learning curve for this group. We've not shown that toughness defensively where you think before the period of these last 3 games where we haven't conceded many goals at all, been very tough to beat, and then we've ended up being right in games and going on to win games after that.
So it was a great game for the neutral fan and made the 280-mile round trip totally worth it. I got back just in time to watch ex-Birmingham manager Harry Redknapp light up Britain's TV screen on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Will Fowler for Solent Sports News.
And following that, our reporter Joe Crabb investigates the significance of the Second City Derby and how it can impact both the professionals and the fans.
Aston Villa were in blinding form on Sunday afternoon as they disposed of their bitter rivals Birmingham City 4-2 at Villa Park. The Claret and Blue faithful were in full voice, and for good reason. But just how important is the Second City Derby?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words really. The division is kind of runs deep with some people. For some it's a fairly playful rivalry, but for others it can be a lot more serious. And of course, different families are split with different allegiances to the two clubs.
That was the voice of Birmingham Live's senior reporter Paul Stewart, and his point is clearly exercised with the electrifying atmosphere among the terraces yesterday afternoon. And Dan from the Villa View fan TV page thinks that this is no surprise.
And then they hit the post, but then from that minute when we went up to 1-1 and then 2-1, so quickly. The atmosphere was, like you say, it was electric, and especially to have people like Grealish and Hutton score, it was a dream day.
As Dan points out, the standout performer at the Villa Park was Jack Grealish, who has long since dreamed of scoring in the derby match.
Yeah, you know, ever since I was a little kid, at school and stuff, these are the games that I've dreamt of playing in, and you know, I'm lucky enough to play in it, but you know, to score just brings it to another level, and yeah, it's honestly probably my favourite moment of my career so far.
This result sees the Villains back into the playoff picture, which is where the club's sole interest lies, as Dan explains.
Yeah, I mean, if you spoke to Birmingham fans just before the game, I think if they were offered it to beat Villa twice, but they wouldn't go up, I think they take that. Whereas if you offered Villa fans if they said to Villa fans, you'll lose twice to Birmingham, but you'll still go up, I think Villa fans would take that to us. We've got bigger aspirations.
So the next few games are going to be crucial for Aston Villa, and a few more wins could see the Claret and Blue once again looking at a promotion race. Joseph Crabb for Solent Sports News.
Non-league football now, and a midweek basement battle in the Evostic South Premier League saw Frome Town take on local rivals Swindon Supermarine. The prize for the winner would be clear daylight between them and the relegation zone. Lawrence McJanet went to Frome's home, Badgers Hill, to see what turned out to be a controversial encounter.
Frome Town FC will have that sinking feeling again after yet another damaging home defeat leaves them perilously close to the drop zone in the Evostic South Premier League. A relieved Swindon Supermarine left Badgers Hill on Tuesday night, having leapfrogged the Robins with their 2-1 victory. The game was mired in controversy as a mad minute late in the second half saw momentum swing drastically away from the home team.
10 minutes to go to find a winner. Ollie Knowles delivers the free kick. Not the best, but is that a penalty? No, says the referee. Shot comes in and it's a goal for the visitors.
Frome players and fans alike watched on in dismay as the referee waved away penalty appeals after what looked like a blatant handball in the Swindon box. Supermarine took immediate advantage though and raced the length of the pitch to score a hotly contested winner.
The lad has literally caught the ball, he's admitted it, their bench has admitted it, the linesman's admitted it, the ref's even admitted it's hit his hand, but for whatever reason, he hasn't given it.
That was a very animated Frome Town manager Danny Greaves, who refused to let his players be interviewed after the game. This latest defeat leaves the Robins in 19th place, just a point above the drop zone. As for captain Sam Teal, who was immediately dismissed for foul and abusive language following the winning goal, Greaves had this to say.
I'll back him 100%. Hopefully the boys don't lose heart from that, because that was a performance that deserved at least a point, if not 3. But we've been done by some horrendous decisions, terrible decisions in my opinion.
After the game I spoke to match commentator Sam Hardwell, who was in no doubt about the match's turning point.
But you kind of felt like it was the time in the game, the momentum was swinging to Frome, wasn't it? All of a sudden, all someone has to do is put out that right hand, stop it going to the left winger, and then all of a sudden, within, 20 seconds, it was 2-1 to the away side, and that killed it.
It's highly unusual that a team admits they got away with one after a refereeing howler, but Supermarine press officer Brian Davis admits they had a very lucky escape.
Well, from where I was stood, I was literally waiting for the referee to put the whistle in his mouth and point to the spot. That is a penalty 999 times out of 1,000, isn't it? I can fully understand Danny Greaves' frustration and anger at the end of the game, because it was essentially the whole game has changed in that sort of 25-30 second spell.
With 2/3 of the season still to play, Greaves is quick to point out it's too early to be talking about relegation, but even he admits that Robins' luck needs to change if they're to remain in this division. This is Lawrence McJanet for Solent Sports News.
That's all for this week. Remember, you can keep up to date on our website solentjournalism.co.uk. Come back next week for more. This is Adarsh for Solent Sports News. Goodbye for now.